So we're going to do a quick video here, more of an unboxing slash review slash initial impressions of the DiscoveryOptic ED-PRS 5-25 first focal plane precision scope that they're entering into the market as sort of their flagship optic, it seems, appealing to precision rifle shooters. It's a 5-25, 5 power scope, 34mm tubes, lots of features on it. First thing we want to do is to actually talk about the packaging and do a quick unboxing and get some initial impressions. So let's get into it. So this is pitched to the market as sort of a budget scope for precision rifle shooters. Its price point brings it in at about $400. First impressions, it feels good. It's got quite a bit of heft to it. They claim some kind of aircraft grade aluminum. It feels quite hefty, not quite along the lines of something like, for comparable purposes, a 5 power-ish scope, Vortex Razor Gen 2, 4.5-27. This big clobbering thing comes in at like 4 pounds. This guy is more akin to something like maybe even Vortex's AMG line of the Razor, which is their lightweight precision deal. Feels more like this. I think it weighs in at about 2.5 pounds, this guy here. So not too shabby, actually. Big, robust 34mm tube, 56mm objective end. Idea being lots of light being gathered in both tube and objective end. Locking turrets. The turrets do really have a good positive click. You can hear that when making adjustments in 0.1 mil, tenth of a milliradian per click. Parallax is down to, they claim, I think 25 yards. So cool for close stuff. It does have an illuminated reticle. Same side as the parallax. One click on with off positions in between. I think there's 6 positions of illumination in the reticle. Serial number. These are individually serialized and stamped for quality control out of the factory that is no doubt in China, which that's fine, because initial impressions here, there's a lot of quality going into this. Feels quite well built, but also very well packaged, and that's sort of what I want to get into. First thing, you'll notice really good packaging with this dense foam, this like polyethylene, I believe, this really dense foam. In this packaging, you don't even see in $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 optics sometimes. So if that speaks to the quality of the scope, then we're in pretty good shape judging off the packaging. Of course, you can't judge a scope by its packaging, but it doesn't hurt. Also, really great features of this thing right off the bat is just a ton of features that it comes with. I really appreciate a lot of these, such as this little throw lever guy. Screws right on here like this. And a really functional, easy throw. Right out of the box, which is cool. Also, it comes with a scope leveling kit, which we'll get to that in a sec, because it does come with a pretty decent set of scope rings for a 34mm tube. However, they are quite tall, which is fine. They've even got your torque specs on there, which is nice. I don't know if I would exactly run these rings on this optic on a high power rifle, so to speak, but something for rimfire or a lighter recoiling rifle, sure, I'd give them a try. I don't want to sound like I'm coming off too hard, too judgmental on the rings. They do appear, for an optic in this price point, pretty decent quality. I don't know exactly what grade of aluminum they are. I can't really speak to the quality of the screws because I don't know that. They didn't provide that information. But they do feel good. They're, like I said, pretty tall, so that objective end will certainly clear on like a AR platform or any other type of gas gun like that, you should have actually clearance on the rails with this big old bell end. So I'd give them a try. It's hard to say. I haven't shot this scope yet at all. So I'd like to mount it to something like maybe a lightweight 308 rifle and just really kind of dump a lot of rounds through and shake it up really good, see how these rings hold up, see how the reticle holds a zero, just test everything about the optic really, but specifically we're just mentioning stuff about the scope rings. They feel good, worth a try. Come in this nice little case along with the scope leveling kit. That's really nice. This is a pretty decent quality one too. Sure, you can pick these up on Amazon for like 10-15 bucks, something like that, but these are kind of like the ones that almost similar to like what Spur provides, which is kind of high-end stuff. It's just really nice that it comes with the scope as a kit. Something else that's very nice that comes with it is a lens pen, and these are super handy for photography work, any kind of optics, but the fact that it comes with it is really nice. Very handy. Now, on to the sunshades. We're in Florida here, the Sunshine State. We get plenty of sun, but not nearly enough, I don't think, to necessitate the ridiculous amount and length of 3 sections of sunshade for your objective end. That equals 1 long scope, which I'll show you right now. And here it is, folks, at least in part, this ridiculously long sunshade that I don't even have a wide enough lens to film properly. But there it is. It's crazy. But I guess it's cool that it comes with it. You might want to utilize one of these segments, which is cool. But it doesn't need all this. This is crazy. Not talking smack about it, just point it out. Kind of unnecessary. But here's much more of a kind of palatable scenario here for this optic. So moving on past the ridiculous sunshade that it comes with, kind of brings us to some nice scope caps that it comes with. Nice, pretty decent rubberized flippy cap one for the objective end, which I've not yet put on, and then a nice detachable one here that pops off on the eyepiece, just like that, and can be stored right on here, just like that, on the illumination dot. Pretty cool. I lose these things all the time, so not a bad idea. So the stuff that it comes with is all well and good. It's super appreciated. It definitely makes a good presentation. It's it's really, in my opinion, top-notch packaging, which that's great, but how does it shoot? I have not yet mounted this, so I cannot speak to that. I will try to do that in another video and try it on a few different platforms. But what I can say is I have looked through this at various distances, all through the magnification range from 5 to 25, and I will say that it was impressively clear. In my work, I do have access to a lot of really great optics. I can't say this looks just like them, but I can say I was impressed and surprised by how clear it was. I've got a telephone pole that I've ranged a few different times at about 643 yards from our parking lot. I've looked at that telephone pole through this optic on several different days, cloudy, sunny, with the sun in different position. I didn't see a whole lot of chromatic aberration. I didn't see a lot of lens distortion through the magnification range. I saw crisp, clear images with good clarity, saturation, color, etc. And again, we are here in Florida, so mirage is a thing here. I was looking upward. I didn't really catch a lot of mirage, so I can't speak to the efficacy of how well these coatings cut mirage, but I will try to find that out in a different video. What I can say though is feels very, very robust. Didn't really talk too much about the turrets. I'd like to do that more, but they are huge and they are adjustable for zero stop by removing this cap, this little gear in here, set screws. You set it where you want it, put this back on, twist it back down, and you're good to go. Similar thing with the windage. However, this one does not pop out. Not a big deal. It doesn't do this, I mean. Not a big deal. But still very positive clicks. And zero stop capable. So just a few final kind of stats to run through for this Discovery Optic 5-25 first focal plane PRS scope. I can't really show you with this camera I have now, but it's got a pretty decent reticle on it. I'll get into that more with another video when I can actually show you the reticle and the subtensions and the illumination and how they work. But other than that, it is MRAD scope. That's great. So it's appealing to precision shooters. And it's 34 mil. We covered that. Excuse me. CO2 dry nitrogen purged and O-ring sealed. So waterproof, shockproof, and fogproof, they claim. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, by the build quality and fit and feel, just from feeling it now, I wouldn't mind kind of beating the hell out of this thing, putting it through its paces and finding out. But I predict that it'll hold up pretty well. Hopefully it keeps a zero through all that as well. That'll be the big determining factor if this is a useful thing. I'm sure it is, honestly. For $400, you're getting a lot, and I'd roll the dice with it. I'd feel very confident doing that. Now, would I put this on a PRS rifle and go try to compete in an actual PRS match? Probably not. What I would do is maybe a PRS or a rimfire competition with a fancy rifle. Use a 5-25, sure. On that all the time we do that. You can see holes at 50 yards or 100 yards at 25 power. That's a good optic if you can see those holes at that distance. As far as gas guns and stuff, I don't know if I mean, they give you the rings that would fit on an AR-15 platform, AR-10 platform, with plenty of clearance. So sure, I'd give it a try with that. I think it's just a good entry if you're thinking about precision rifle stuff, thinking about making some long distance shots, wanting to take your kind of ballistic adventure to another level and learn more about data loading, precision type stuff, is a good entry point, I'd say. For $400, you really can't go wrong. So I just, so far, I got nothing really but good things to say about it, and I'm looking forward to trying it out more. And that's it. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.